Sometimes life calls for a change. Not fake, just different. It'll show you a different way. And right now, I'm on to my different way. I can promise you this is the same Spann, but the reporting is over. I'd like to welcome you to the Mr. Spann Official Podcast. Let's go. Yo, what's going on, everybody? Welcome to the Mr. Spann Official Podcast. I'm your host, Mr. Spann. This is episode number 16 of the show. And, we are here on a Monday night here. We normally don't do these on Monday nights, but you know what I'm saying? Your man Spann had the day off. I am on vacation, man. I am in a very good mood. I am in a celebratory mood, man. We got a lot to celebrate around these parts, man. A lot of good shit going on, man. And, we're going to celebrate that good shit that we got going on right now. But before we get into the show, man, I am not by myself, y'all. I am not by myself. I got my sister Cook Simmons here with us. Say what's up to the people, fam.
Hi, everybody.
Yes, indeed. Yes, indeed, man. It's been a minute, sis. How you been?
I'm good. I have no complaints.
Me neither. Shit looking good around here. And I'm happy for it. But of course, before we get into all the good shit, you know, there's some fucked up shit we're going to talk about too. But we got some good shit to talk about. I'm telling y'all, man, we're going to go on a journey tonight. But of course, before we get into all that, I do have to remind you guys how to get in touch with us over here at Mr. Spann Official. Let your voice be heard. Go ahead and hit us up at that hotline at area code 313-288-0485. That's area code 313-288-0485. Leave us those voicemail messages, and of course, those messages will get replayed here and replied to here live on the show. You can also email us here at feedback@thespannreport.com. That's feedback@thespannreport.com. Go ahead, leave us those emails, and of course, those emails will get read here and replied to here live as well. We got a couple of emails that I do have to get to tonight, so we're going to reply to those emails, and y'all can do that same thing that these people did and get y'all shit replied to too. So feedback@thespannreport.com and get your emails read here and replied to. Also, hit me up on, let's see, you got X, which is, I guess it's X now, Threads, and Spill. I'm on Spill. Well, see, here's the thing. I'm barely on Spill because Spill is on Apple, and I got like a work phone just so I can secure my name or whatever. But I'm not really on there, not yet, till they come out with the goddamn Android app, right? So your boy on there, he just ain't on there like that. But when they open that bitch up, I'm gonna be on there. You know what I'm saying? But you can follow me already at Mr._Spann on Spill, Threads, and whatever we call on Twitter this week, right? And another thing, iTunes and or Spotify. Leave us a 5-star review on iTunes and or Spotify. We really appreciate everybody who goes about the business of doing that. Doesn't cost you a dime, just a couple minutes of your time to let everybody know why you're rocking with us over here at the Mr. Spann Official Podcast and the Spann Report Podcast Network in its totality. Because my sister Cook is a part of the Spann Report Podcast Network with the Highly Inappropriate Podcast. Y'all need to support my sister as well. So go ahead and do that, man. Give us those 5-star reviews. We really appreciate y'all who do that. And also, for all of your Spann Report podcast needs, man, go to www.thespannreport.com. Go there, watch replays of the show, vote in the polls when we decide to put those polls up. You can donate to the show as often as you like, as much as you like. And of course, we really do appreciate every dime over here at the Spann Report Podcast Network, man. Real talk. And we now have the business out of the way. Yes. So, what's going on with you, though? What's going on with you?
Listen, I've got a lot of things, on my summer to-do list before Labor Day. One of which is going to be starting swim lessons.
Okay. I got the feeling that it's gonna be a lot of motherfuckers in swim classes this summer. Like before the end of Labor Day, everybody gonna be out here with their swimsuits and their swim caps, and they gonna be out here like Michael Phelps in it and shit. Michael B. Phelps.
21 Salmon.
There we go. Not 21 Salmon. That's what's up.
Yes, honestly, I went to the Beyonce concert on Saturday,
Okay.
which I'm really excited about. It was my first time seeing Beyonce. Actually, when Beyonce went did her first solo album, Dangerously in Love, she went on tour with Missy Elliott and Alicia Keys.
Okay.
That was the last time I saw Beyonce live in concert.
Okay.
Otherwise, I would just watch it on HBO or Netflix.
So she be having her shit on like HBO outside of like, cause I've never seen, I've never been to a Beyonce concert. I know that she's sometimes like, I know she did the one where she did had like the like the black college theme going on. Which one was that?
Homecoming was Hope was Coachella. That was out in the desert. So
Okay.
she had that filmed for Netflix actually.
Okay. Yeah, because I didn't know that like you could actually like she did like any specials for like HBO outside or better yet, because I know she did the I am what was it like the Lion King
Lion King,
themed
Black is King.
Black is King. I did watch that. That was dope. That was dope.
Yeah, she did that. She did Lemonade premiered on HBO. Um, and she did another documentary before, like an in-depth interview, one of those.
Yeah.
Several of those did it on the run. It showed up on HBO. So yeah, yeah.
So how was it? Because I heard there was some issues with like the weather and stuff like at
So
FedEx.
that was Sunday night. I went Saturday.
Okay.
So the night I went, there was no rain. It was hot, but it was like we sat through the heat and we made it. We got there. We made it through everything.
Okay.
And I had an amazing time. I sung my little heart out. I sung all the songs. I took video. I took my baby cousin because she said she wanted to go for her birthday. So I went and bought the tickets because I wanted to go too anyways.
Okay.
So we went and it was a good, it was a great show, honestly. Her sound system, whatever sound they're using when they do them shows,
Yeah.
like you can hear her for miles. Like all the people who live around the stadium, they got a free concert. Like
Oh,
they,
that's what's up.
because it's so, like it's really good. And her stage production was really nice. The dancers did great. The twins, it's my first time seeing them live ever, and they were really good. And
Oh, were the twins performing or did they just kind of show up?
Les Twins,
Yeah, because I know I see like I've seen videos of Blue, like I know she gets out there and she performs with her mom, but I've seen like
yeah.
a picture of uh what's the twin girl's name? Uh, is it Zuri or something like that?
No, no, no. You talking about her actual twins? No, that's Rumi and Sir.
Rumi and Sir. Okay.
I'm talking about Les Twins, her dancers.
Oh, my bad. My bad. I'm not versed. I'm not versed. My bad.
So
I'm not
it's
in.
cool.
I'm not in the hive. You know what I'm saying? I'm not in the hive, but I'm trying to. I'm supportive. You know what I'm saying?
I have adjacent.
Yeah. There you go.
You know,
There you go.
but no, Les Twins. She dances with them. They're two French guys. They're black
Okay.
French,
Okay.
and they dance really, 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 really well. Like they just the way they synchronize, it's like it's crazy, but they really give a good performance, and they were out there performing with a lot of her dancers that she had on stage with her, plus her band.
Mm-hmm.
So her band did a really good job. Like they were playing their instruments, they sounded good.
Yeah.
She sang her heart out. Like she hit her notes. She gave us runs. She performed.
That's what's up, man. She's like the modern day Michael Jackson, because like
She did.
she is the biggest star on the planet right now. Like,
Period. And she is our level for us, like our level of like Michael Whitney,
yeah,
like
yeah.
that tier. Prince, like in that same vein. Because again, Prince and Michael, they all met her and they all liked her. And Luther Vandross was on her debut album. So I was like, y'all really just have to just let it be. Because Luther Vandross on your debut album,
That's what's up.
she was signing with Luther.
That's what's up. It's like I always anytime like, Beyonce has a new project come up, like the timeline goes crazy. And then they're like, yo, so y'all know what tour coming up, and like the timeline goes crazy for the tickets and whatnot. And I was just happy that so many folks just, got an opportunity to like see her, because I see the sisters on my timeline, man, and they want to see her so bad. And like it was a few. Is a few on my timeline. It's a few sisters that I know that like this is their first Beyonce experience, and like I just saw how happy they were to be able to secure tickets to go and see her and stuff like that. I'm just happy to see motherfuckers happy. You know what I'm saying? Like you got a whole bunch of man, y'all niggas crazy as hell spending y'all goddamn rent money. They go, hey man, nigga, did they ask you to help them pay for anything, bro? No niggas, stop pocket watching. Stop pocket
See,
watching,
that
man.
was the thing. Like
Motherfuckers be happy, bro. Like niggas love to hate.
I was getting my manicure pedicure done that morning. I was like, I'm getting myself together for Renaissance. Check out
Yeah.
my manicure, check out my makeup.
Okay. I'm just glistening. I see you glistening.
Okay, only the best for the queen. Like, and I was getting my toes did. So this other lady walked up and she was sitting next to me.
Yeah.
And she had her little daughter with her, so we started chit-chatting a little bit.
Mm-hmm.
And so she was just like, oh, something. And I was like, oh yeah, like I'm going to see Beyonce tonight, I'm getting myself together. Just like kind of getting into like why we're there.
Mm-hmm.
And she was like, well, how much were your tickets? And I just was like,
that's nosy.
and she was like, oh no, like I didn't mean, anything about it. I was like, yeah, it's like when you tell people, I noticed, I don't know why, but I was like, yeah, when I was like, yeah, I'm going to see it. That was like one of a few comments like, oh, you gonna pay all that money to go see her. I'm gonna go see Janet for $50. I was like, bro.
Sounds like hate.
If this were 1994, you'd be paying this much to go see Janet. It wouldn't be no damn $50. I don't want to hear it.
It sounds like
oh man, hate.
that's what it sounds like. I ain't got time to be like, yo, man, like, why are you asking that? That ain't even none of your business. Stop asking how much people pay for shit.
Yeah,
I really hate that. How much you pay for those? Unless of course maybe it's like a pair of shoes or something. You know what I'm saying? Like, all right, man. So how much those hit you for? Like, I give you that, but like for concert tickets, because or better yet, just like a lot of shit, man. I don't like asking, or better yet, I don't like answering how much you paid for shit. It's something about that. I don't know what it is. I just be like, why? You know what I'm saying? Like, why? And folks be like, people think of you gatekeeping, but it's not even so much about gatekeeping. It's like, yo, man, like it's something intrusive about that to me. I don't know what it is. It feels intrusive for you to just be like, how much did I asking me how much I paid for something? It's like, nigga, why? Why do you care? And I don't know. I just like, I think it's like, probably from like the times that we kind of grew up, we didn't ask that kind of shit. You know what I'm saying? Like people ask you how much you pay for your house and stuff like that now. It's like, yeah, you could go online and look the shit up. But even if somebody asks you how much you pay for your house, you'd be like, nigga, why? Like,
like, how does that any of your business?
Yeah. So, yeah, I'm glad you enjoyed yourself though, sister. Real talk.
I did. I had a good time and it was an experience. So it was, it was just fun. And I can say that I did that now.
You can take that off your bucket list.
Yes, because I never saw Michael Jackson, Whitney Houston, or Prince live.
That's one of the things because when I was a kid, I was a really big Michael Jackson fan. Like I can remember, as a matter of fact, going all the way back to about 84, 85, I had the Michael Jackson Thriller jacket, right? Mm-hmm. And I can remember like when I would go visit my father in the projects, right? I would go visit my father in the projects, and my grandmother, my father's mom, she had the Thriller video on VHS. And like, even like I wasn't around them a lot, but she knew like the only way to really calm me down after my mama left was to put that goddamn Michael Jackson Thriller tape on. And she would put the Thriller tape on for the boy. Put the Thriller tape on for the boy. And I would sit there and I would watch the making of, and I would watch the Thriller video.
You have to watch the making.
You gotta watch the whole shit. You gotta watch the whole shit. And so like I would sit there and I would watch that. And after me and my cousin, Oh shit, my cousin she would sit there and she would suck her thumb, and the both of us would be sitting there watching the Michael Jackson joint. And I can remember I had the Thriller, I had the whole hookup. I had the jacket and the leather pants. Okay, the jacket and the leather pants, right?
Mm-hmm.
But I got robbed for my life. I got robbed for my Thriller jacket. Niggas robbed me for my Thriller jacket
As a kid.
as a kid. So check this out.
No.
Listen. So check this out. I'm leaving one of my relatives' house, and I'm walking with my uncle Londo, and my cousin Nick, right? And we're walking back to my grandma's house, and I had my little Thriller jacket on, and I can remember my uncle telling me, he said, "Hey, nephew, you need to take that jacket off and put it over in that corner over there, right?" And I'm like, well, I'm gonna take my jacket off. He said, "Boy, just take the jacket off and put it over in the corner." I took it off, put it in the corner, not knowing we was getting robbed. I didn't find out we was getting robbed for the damn jacket until I got grown. Cause I asked him, "Hey man, why you tell me to take my damn jacket off and put it in the corner?" He was like, "Yeah, nigga had a gun to me." He told me, "Give me that goddamn jacket. I'm putting 3 in all of y'all." Like, hey, for real? You gonna rob a 5-year-old of his Michael Jackson jacket? It was rough out there, man. It was rough. And like I said, I didn't find that shit out until I was like, what, 20, 21, something like that. It's crazy. Michael Jackson was big, man. That just goes to show you how big he was. Then the niggas was out here robbing 5-year-olds for their Michael Jackson Thriller jackets, man. For real.
That nigga, man, for real, that nigga set you up.
You think my uncle set me up?
Fucking
Hey, low key, just might have. You know what I'm saying?
He gave girlfriends who had
because I didn't get a chance to ask the nigga till after he got out of jail. Man, he had went to jail for murder, and when he got see,
yeah, happens.
Yeah, he when he got out, and I was able to talk to him about it. Like, hey man, so what happened with that shit with me, with the jacket and whatnot? He like, oh yeah, man, this nigga was sticking us up.
And like, why my jacket had to be part of it? Like,
hey, so like real talk. When people talk about like the crime in Chicago, I'm like, man, y'all keep talking about how bad it is now, nigga. They was robbing 5-year-olds of Thriller jackets back in '85, nigga. It's worse. It was worse back then. It ain't shit now, baby. Y'all got it easy now. Like y'all ain't gonna tell me Chicago bad when I got robbed of a fucking Thriller jacket at 5, nigga. It was fuck out of here, man. For real. So yeah, that's crazy. But I'm glad you had a chance to like see Beyonce for yourself. Knock that's one less thing off your bucket list. What else you got on the bucket list though, sis?
Doing some more travel.
Okay.
And stuff. Got some stuff planned for the end of the year.
Mm-hmm.
Just rounding out this final quarter of 2023. It's already August.
It's crazy, ain't it?
We might as well go ahead and jump to September. Like, just go and just do it.
It's crazy.
Yeah, I gotta order my daughter's uniforms. Oh.
The kids are already going back to school and shit.
She goes to school end of this month.
Damn.
Summer's over.
Damn.
Wait.
So summer ain't over up here till like after Labor Day.
Yeah, she starts in August. So that's one thing we do out here, which I appreciate because they get out like the second week of June. Like second.
Okay, yeah, they do get they get out a little bit earlier down there, but they also go back to school a little bit earlier. I know, like up here, like the kids, they really don't go back to school until like, even if school like I remember years ago, like if school used to start before Labor Day, and it was like a lot of the kids wasn't showing up first day of school because like the parents is like, nigga, y'all ain't going back to after Labor Day, and they pretty much start just pushing it back. So yeah, like the kids up here pretty much don't go back to school until after Labor Day. But
that's crazy.
Yeah, I mean, I kind of like it that way though.
Not crazy. We did that. We did do that, and I believe it didn't go over very well because they didn't get out to like the third week of June. Yeah, parents were done. Like,
and that's kind of that's pretty much how it is here. Like the kids don't get out until like mid to like late June, and then they don't go back until after Labor Day. I mean, it works pretty well. I like it that way. Like when I see kids like especially from down south, because I got family down south, and I see the kids already back in school. I'm like, God damn, it's early. But, you know,
Yeah, I think Missouri went back in like July or something. Like they go back in June.
July, all them kids
Mm-hmm.
ain't getting no fucking summer vacation. I feel sorry for them.
Mm-hmm.
I feel sorry
They
for
got
them.
out of school, I think, like around Memorial Day or something like that.
Oh, okay. Well, you
Something
know.
along those lines. Don't quote me on that. If you're from the Midwest, you can tell me better than I can tell it.
Well, I mean, you know, different areas, of course, do it differently. But yeah, I just know like when like typically like we wasn't really going back to school until like, you know, that summer holiday. I think, you know, here in the Midwest, we pretty much typically look at Labor Day as the end of summer. And so with Labor Day being the end of summer is when typically the kids going back to school. But like going back to school in July, crazy. I couldn't even imagine. Like we just got out. We just got out. Like what the fuck? So yeah, we got that going on. Now, yeah, we got some listener feedback though. I got to respond to some listener feedback. Some folks had some things to say about the things I had to say on the last episode of the show. So we're gonna talk about this here real quick. Let me pull up my emails here and see what these folks is talking about. Cause they had some things to say to your boy. Let's see all my inboxes. Like where my shit at? Okay. Why am I having so many emails from Greenwood Bank? I'm not even a customer of Greenwood Bank. That's crazy.
Advertising?
Say that again.
They advertising you? They spamming you?
Yeah, they pretty much are spamming your boy because I'm not a customer of Greenwood Bank at all, but I got a lot of Greenwood Bank emails, which is kind of nuts. All right, so here we go. First email. This comes from Talia. Talia writes in to say, "Hello, Mrs. Spann. I am a longtime listener of yours, and this is my first time sending you any feedback. Okay, appreciate you. Please don't be upset with me. Not upset, you know what I'm saying? But here's the thing. You're probably mad at me, right? You're a long time listener. First time you're sending me anything, you probably pissed at your boy. So let's see. Please don't be upset with me, but your last episode had me thinking. First, let me say happy belated heavenly birthday to your mom. I think it was touching for you to honor her the way that you did. And I can tell even after all these years how much she meant to you. She should be proud of the man she raised. I appreciate that, sister. Thank you. Thank you. That being said, though, I did feel a little uncomfortable with you as a man speaking on the issue of what it means to be a woman and essentially invalidating the feelings of many women when we say we're uncomfortable with the idea that who we are as women isn't enough. And now we have these new labels thrown on us. I've never been a cis woman. I've just been a woman. And as thoughtful as I think you are, which is why I listen to you, I think this is a topic you probably should have stayed away from. As I said, because you have no idea what it's like to be a woman. I really don't mean any disrespect, Spann, but this is just what I thought of what you said on your last episode. All right. I'm gonna first say that even when I was doing that particular episode, I had some misgivings myself about me speaking on that, right? Because again, I like you said, I am not a woman. I don't know what it's like to be a woman. And you know, I'm a dude, right? So how am I going to tell you how to feel about being a woman? So I felt a little bit, you know, kind of uncomfortable about it. That being said, I did ask, you know, I went on social media and I asked quite a few. I asked the women that I know, you know, I put it out there. I said, because I really don't want to speak out of turn. And I asked the women that I know, you know, had they ever felt uncomfortable or threatened by the idea of trans women? And I got to say it, the vast majority of the women that responded to me, of the women that I know, all said that they did not feel threatened or intimidated by the idea of trans women. The other thing that that was kind of, you know, the other thing that was kind of expressed though, and this is something that I hadn't taken into consideration. This is something I hadn't thought about initially, but it was brought forth to me by one of the women that I know. She essentially said, like, listen, the idea, like, she wanted everybody to stop talking about the idea of owning periods, right? Let's stop talking about the idea of owning periods because it's a distraction, and that the government, whether that be from like legislation from governors or legislatures, whether that be from rulings coming down from the Supreme Court, are attacking all women, whether you identify as trans or cis or natural women. And so it's essentially a way, like, basically she was talking about this as being a way to distract from the overall issue of, yo, they're attacking women all over the place, no matter how you identify. Right.
Right. Mm-hmm.
Lastly, I would just say this. I don't understand your pushback on the word cis. I don't understand many of the people who's I don't understand many people who have a pushback on the word cis, right? And I'm going to say this, and it's probably going to sound crude, but it's like, you know, like it's like breaking it down to the smallest particle. Cis means I identify with the genitals that I was born with when I was born, right? So essentially, if someone calls me a cis male, all that means is, as a man, I identify with my dick. That's it. As a woman, you identify with your vagina. That's it. No one's making a new term for you. No one's making you identify as anything other than what you are. It's just another term for the exact same thing. And I feel like so many people are being gaslit by right-wing influences, because I think this is where a lot of this shit comes from.
Yep.
They're being gaslit by a lot of right-wing influences who are getting you upset about some shit you probably shouldn't even be upset about in the first place. And if they can divide and conquer women to get y'all fighting amongst what it even means to be a woman, then they can just take rights away from all of y'all because y'all in the middle of fighting amongst each other. So I'm not a woman. I also understand that, like, even when we think about what it means, like, you know, with trans men and things like that, have you ever noticed that it's always the trans women who are under attack?
And that is the main point that
It's
I look
always
at
them.
a lot of people's arguments against transgender, transness, trans topics. People who are resistant towards it, I just look at them as full of it, or people who just don't fully understand or just don't want to understand.
Right.
The point is that you shouldn't care what gender people identify as, especially when people make it about them. Like, well, what if I run into a trans person? If you don't want to date a trans girl, don't date a trans girl.
You don't have to.
You don't have to do it. It's really okay. All we're saying is leave her alive.
Alive and alone. Leave them alone. If you don't have to eat. And the other part about it is this. These folks aren't bothering you.
They're not.
Most of the like so many people are up in arms about trans people. They have very few interactions with trans people. Very few. They're not a very big population in the, like, there's the number of trans folks just isn't that big. It's just not.
You see it on TV more than you see it in real life. Even though, for me though, interestingly enough, another one of my coworkers is actually, I think she's non-binary.
Mm-hmm.
Well, they are non-binary. They are non-binary. Yes, I think I'm classifying this correctly.
Yeah.
They go by they them,
Mm-hmm.
and her presentation, I guess, for all intents and purposes, is female, but it's like non-binary, so it's just kind of like casual.
Yeah.
I think Quinn from Daria, but I say all that to say, like, no, it definitely is. It is propaganda. It is definitely a issue that they can wedge people with,
Mm-hmm.
because you can get Black people, white people, Hispanic people, men and women to dogpile on trans people
Oh, indeed.
and then allow things to happen to them legislatively. But my thing that I've been saying for the forever and a day is that you cannot allow anyone to be oppressed. It's
You know,
our jobs as the oppressed to ensure that oppression is stopped at every turn, regardless of who's being oppressed. Because in the end, who's to say they don't take that legislation that says trans, this is gay, and take that out and put in black?
oh, they're already doing it. They're
Are
attacking all of
you
us at the same time.
oppress you? And
They're
that's the real gag. That's the banana in the
yeah,
tailpipe.
they're
When
they're
you
attacking
give
all of
them
us at the same
tools
time. And
to
I
oppress
think
one group, they're going to turn around and oppress you.
yeah, they're attacking all of us at the same time. And I think it's just a thing of um if you can get these minority groups, these marginalized groups fighting amongst each other, they're not focusing on the attacks that are happening outside of this little fight that we've set them up against each other on this thing here. One of the things I saw doing that whole just hilarious thing was there was a guy I know from high school. He was talking about he I stand with Jess and all this other shit. I'm like, you stand with Jess for what? Like, what is, she hasn't been attacked, she hasn't been marginalized in this particular argument. As a matter of fact, she seems to be the aggressor in this shit, right? But also, it was like a whole bunch of dudes talking about uh yeah, we've been telling y'all about these trans folks, and now these trans folks are attacking y'all, and now y'all coming back to us to because y'all don't like what these trans folks are saying about y'all while y'all accept it. And it's like, yo, um I don't understand why you think that telling somebody about trans, like, I didn't understand the whole we've been telling y'all about these trans folks, and a lot of it was it was steeped in this idea of these trans folks are telling women how to be women. It's like, no, that's not what they're doing. They
It's
just want to
so
be acknowledged.
weird.
They just want
It's
to be
weird.
acknowledged. That's
Right.
all. That's all it is. Even the language is about inclusion. It's not about telling you that you are this. Is even the cis label that a lot of y'all are reject, like that a lot of folks were like resistant to, is just like, yo, it's just another way of describing who you already are.
And see, that's the thing. What it is, you gotta also address, not only is it just homophobia and transphobia, it's also for women, what I'm saying, it is internalized misogyny.
Mm,
Because the
okay.
truth is that a lot of these new terms that are being introduced, as you mentioned, are for inclusiveness and inclusion. Because
Yeah.
the truth is, as a woman, in what world are you going to go to the gynecologist and see a trans woman there? Now, here's the gag. Here's the gag. Even if you did see one in your OBGYN's waiting room, other than pay your copay, bitch, what are you gonna do? Like, but see, that's not going to happen. But what you can potentially happen in the future is if you live long enough, you may go to the OBGYN and see a trans man who's waiting
Mm-hmm.
for
Mm-hmm.
obstetrician to be examined. And the truth is, a lot of for me when I sit down and understand what the conversation is about and what the words mean, a lot of these words don't even apply to trans women, because in what world is a trans woman going to breastfeed a baby?
Yeah.
But a trans man can. And it's women's, it seems like clockwork. Whenever we talk about transness, they immediately skip right over trans men and go straight to trans
Trans
women.
women.
It's like, what, sis, what part of a trans man who is a person who gives birth but not a woman wants to be regarded as a chest feeder because that is how they choose to feed their child?
Mm-hmm.
Has nothing to do with you. Again, still has nothing to do with you. Because if you want
It's
to break bitch, that's what you pull your titty out. That's what the fuck you did. I,
that goes back to a question that I asked too about
internalized misogyny.
being a birthing person, and I asked the ladies that I knew, like, how often have you ever been referred to as a birthing person in regular parlance? Like, has anyone ever came to you and talked to you in that way? And these are conversations that happen online that very seldom happen in the real world. And you know That's just what it is. It's like these people don't, we don't have these conversations outside of social media. And I think oftentimes we extrapolate social media to think that this is what is happening in a larger scheme of things. And it's just not. It's just not. And I think I said that last episode. We got some comments here in the chat. Ms. Mocha said, "What up, cousins? Love to see my pookie." What's going on, family? How you doing? How you doing?
Hi, Steph. Hi.
Yes, indeed. Indeed. But yeah, man, it's like we have these conversations and we have them on these podcasts, we have them online. But when you think about it in the larger scheme of things, man, we are not having these conversations out in the real world. A lot of these conversations are just not fucking happening. And I think to a large degree, people have to unplug to a point where it's like, hey, yeah, we're talking about these things online, but how often am I having these conversations with real people in my real life every fucking day? We're just not having these conversations. And the reason why we're not having these conversations is because these instances are not happening as much as y'all would like for them to, as much as you would like to believe. It's just not happening like that.
The other reason why this for women, I think, is a poor, it's just not, we're not executing this properly. This is not a threat. This really is an opportunity, because trans men talk about their experience in the delivery room and in the medical field where they face discrimination and they're not treated well. Because there was an incident in the DMV. This was had to be like in the early to mid 90s. There was a trans woman driving and she got into a car accident. And when all the EMTs got to the scene to check her out, instead of administering help to her, they all started laughing.
Wow.
And they were just standing there laughing at her, and she died.
Wow.
So as Black women, especially Black women, when we talk about the mistreatment and the bias that we experience while giving birth, this is an opportunity for us to unite and lift the voices of trans men who are also going to advocate for being treated fairly and have more understanding and compassion and empathy when giving care, so that they can have better births and have a better mortality rate. I'm not sure of the numbers or whatever, but yes, it could be dangerous for them to go to give birth, especially if you're in a rural area or an area where they're not used to taking care of trans men. A lot of trans men do talk about, some of them don't go to their doctors like they should, because there are not a lot of doctors that, can really, do like things like that. Because we do know doctors have their own opinion, like doctors who refuse to give you birth control because they don't believe in it, or give you the Plan B pill because they don't believe in it, shit like that. Yeah. So it's like, this is an opportunity for us to, yes, we should be listening to what they have to say. We should be elevating their voices. We should be uniting with them on a lot of these issues, because they face the same issues too.
Yeah.
And so it's like the fact that nobody has the foresight or just the desire to even understand what this can mean, because this is what it is when we talk about intersectionality. When we're talking about how we have to come together, we got to stick together. This is it. Because even as a woman, that cis argument is bullshit. Because even amongst cis hetero women, there are women who, in their eyes, they perform their womanhood and their femininity. I wear my makeup every day. I don't go anywhere without my nails done, hair done. My makeup is done. I'm dressed to the nines, and I have on heels. There are women who subscribe to that. Then there are women who are like, well, I'm not that kind of girl. I like to dress down. I like to be comfortable. Every now and then I like to get cute, but not too often. Even amongst ourselves, you already know what kind of girl you are. Just because I don't wear makeup every day doesn't make me any less of a woman.
Yeah. Yeah. So, Talia, I appreciate you writing in. But even though I felt I felt a little bit uncomfortable talking about it, I think about asking the women that I know how they felt about it. I feel a little bit more comfortable talking about it in the way that I did, right? Because I'm ultimately like this, man. I just want people to leave people alone for the most part, like allow people to be who they are. Their womanhood, whether you consider it womanhood or not, their womanhood doesn't affect you one way or the other. You still got to go out here and live your life the way that you go out here and live your life. You still got to take care of the things that you need to take care of in the ways in which you need to go out here and take care of the things you need to take care of. None of that stops, right? So allowing people to be who they are has absolutely no bearing on your womanhood or your life. So allow them to be who they are, man. That's just how I feel about it. That's how I feel about it. I appreciate you writing in. I'm not mad at you at all. I had some misgivings about, like, I'm like, I don't know. I wasn't sure. I might say something out of pocket. And I got some people who could put me back in pocket if I'm out of line. So and I asked the sisters, man, like, hey, how y'all feel about this? And they told me. And I appreciate all of the input that I got from every last woman who responded. And I appreciate you even writing in to let me know that you didn't really feel comfortable with me speaking on that. But ultimately, like, this was something that was going on, and I feel like I probably should speak on that only because of how we talk about these things. I think how we talk about these things are important too. So thank you, Talia, for your comment. Also, I'll say this though. It's not lost on me that you got upset with your boy, and that's when you decided to write in. Like, it's not lost on me. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's one thing, right? So like, and we talk about this a lot in the podcast world. Like, yo, most of the, like, it's a lot of folks, man, if they really fuck with you and they really they like your show or whatever, they're not really saying nothing. You know what I'm saying? They're like, they observe your shit, they like your shit, and they enjoy your shit, and they gonna keep liking your shit and enjoying your shit and not saying a goddamn thing. But the minute you piss somebody off or you make them a little bit upset, that's when they get vocal. That's when they get vocal. But I not to pick at you at all. Real talk. I swear to God, I'm not picking at you. I'm just saying it's not lost on me that that's how that went down. But I appreciate you writing in, and I hope to hear from you again soon, sister. I really do. Hopefully. Thank you for writing in, and I'll talk to you again soon. Now we got another email here, and this is also about this shit. This comes from Reggie. Reggie writes in to say, yo, Spann, I got to ask you, man, when you are talking about these issues with the LGBTQ plus community and you're talking about it in the way of support that you do, has anyone ever come to you and asked if you were a part of that community and if that's why you go so hard for them?
I get asked that whenever I'm around my friends.
Yeah, I have got asked that. I have been asked that. This isn't even the first time that this happened on the podcast. This is like, that's happened to me a couple times on the podcast, and like, just, you know, when I talk about it on social media and stuff like that, folks are like, hey man, something you want to tell me? Like, ain't shit I need to tell you, nigga. Like, you know, like, other than like, yo, leave motherfuckers alone. But you know,
yeah,
ain't shit for me to tell you, nigga. Like,
the truth is, it's funny because I feel like whenever I'm talking to people, friends especially, like sometimes, well, not sometimes, but homophobia to me at this point is a character assessment. It's just a character assessment because it's just like, bruv, if you still think that way, like you're not evolving, you're not taking in new information, because there's a lot more information out there right now. Not only is there more information out there, it's more accessible. And you know, somebody made this guy on TikTok, he made this point, and it stopped me for like a hot second. Well, he was like, you know, Black people keep talking about the gay agenda, the agenda, you know, to, you know, ruin the Black family by turning all the Black men gay. And it's like, but nobody ever talks about the real agenda, which is these kids growing up in suburbia and still choose the street life. And I was like, wow. He was like, that's the real agenda. I was like, yeah. Like that's a word. That is a whole word. Like, you have a lot of kids out here, Black children, falling into these terrible influences. Like, them being gay is the least of your problems.
Yeah. Now, Reggie goes on to say, he said, please don't misunderstand me. I'm not suggesting that you are at all. I just know that especially among men, that people begin to wonder if that's the vibe you're on when you speak on it the way that you do. Has it ever happened to you before? Yeah, it's happened. It's happened. And I'm not worried about it because I know who I am. Right. So like, if you know who you are, it's nothing to be worried about or ashamed of. Like, people are going to think what the fuck they want to. And all I know is when I do speak about these issues, I'm really speaking about these issues on a like, even just like on a civil rights level, right? And I always just like, I know a lot of motherfuckers get annoyed with me when I compare this to like racism and things like that, but it's like, these things are parallel, man. Like, yo, discrimination happens the exact same way. I don't know a racist who believes that they're racist. Every racist that I've ever come across has always said that they had like a Black friend, or they got Black people in their family, or they know somebody who's, you know, every last one. And like, every time you come across a homophobe, every homophobe that I know is always saying, well, I got a gay person in my family. It's like, yeah, nigga, but you still saying homophobic shit. You know what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. Same thing. Like, yo, my cousin is trans. That don't mean just because your cousin is trans doesn't mean that you can't be out here espousing some transphobic shit. Just because you got a sister and you got a mom doesn't mean you ain't out here spitting some misogynistic shit. Like, every last one of them has these relationships, but we can also be exhibiting this bigoted fucking, phobic behavior. And so when we call these things out and we give you examples of this stuff rather than just acknowledge it and be like, oh, I can, maybe I need to switch up how I'm doing this shit. A lot of niggas just get defensive and be like, nah, that ain't who I am. It's like, yeah, it kind of is. You just haven't really came across, you haven't come to terms with that yet. And when you come to terms with like, yo, I'm out here doing some shit that like hurts other people, even though you think you're not. I'm actively out here doing shit that hurts other people. As a marginalized person, how do you go out into the world and be like, yo, I'm gonna marginalize somebody else when they bringing the hammer down on your ass too? Nah, man, I'm not built like that, man. My principles won't allow me to do that. So, I'm not worried about motherfuckers if they think I'm like of the LGBT, because that's, for one, that's not a bad thing to be, but also like that's just not who I am. So when you secure who you are, that's not something you worry about, bro. But I appreciate.
Yeah, because above all else, they're human beings, and that is just the beginning and the end of it.
Yeah, that's it.
If you want someone to recognize your humanity as an oppressed person, then you can recognize somebody else's. You completely get it.
Like I told y'all last week, or the last time I was on the mic, because I know I wasn't on last week, but the last time I talked to y'all, it doesn't cost you a dime to be kind. Nothing. That's it. Doesn't cost you nothing to be a kind person. Like, so, that's how I roll in the world, man. That's how I try to be out here in the world. But yo, I appreciate y'all from writing in, and I hope to hear from you guys again soon. Real talk. Now, what else we got to talk about, man? Because we got some things out here. Oh shit, here we go. Ice Cube, man. Hold on, man.
Oh yeah. What happened to your sheriff? There is powerful niggardry at work here.
Yeah. It's been a couple weeks since I talked to y'all. So Ice Cube been out here on a podcast tour, man. He been on air. He been on a little bit of everybody's podcast. This motherfucker been on Joe Rogan. He'd have been on I think Cameron and Mace has a podcast. He's been on that shit. He done been on Robert F. Kennedy Jr. and Dennis Kucinich. They got a podcast. I didn't even know them motherfuckers had a podcast.
Dennis Kucinich. You know what? Did I know that? Because Ice Cube, I did hear that.
Yeah, Dennis Kucinich and Robert F. Kennedy Jr. He went on the Breakfast Club. He went on
typical.
Oh, this beer getting to you, boy. He went on who else did he go on? He went on because I'm trying to get to everybody before he got his ass on Tucker Carlson, right? Because I think he went to a few of these other shows. Real talk, I really kind of feel like he went to a few of these other shows just to cover his ass for going on some of these right-wing shows that he took his ass on to. Right? I really just feel like that's kind of what happened. So let me see if I got what I got here. Because folks is mad at Ice Cube. They mad at him. And I got this article here. This comes out of vibe.com. I'm gonna read a little bit from this article. It says that Ice Cube has been the subject of vitriol this month after meeting with conservative politician Robert F. Kennedy Jr. The critiques thrown at the 54-year-old rapper were amplified when an interview with Tucker Carlson was published and featured him speaking negatively about the COVID-19 vaccine and Barack Obama. The Los Angeles rapper appeared on Twitter on Tuesday, July 25th, which is my mama's birthday, you fucking coon ass nigga, and did not withhold any of his polarizing thoughts. While driving around South Central Los Angeles with Carlson, Cube stated that he felt the COVID-19 vaccine wasn't ready when it first became available. It was 6 months, kind of a rush job, and I didn't feel it was safe, said the Friday actor. He also clarified that he never publicly told people not to get vaccinated and was bothered by a report that he turned down a movie role due to refusing to get vaccinated. Well, was the shit true or not, nigga? I mean, no, you could be mad at the damn report, but was the report true? Because apparently you saying you think the shit was rushed out. You didn't get the movie. They saying it was because of the vaccine. You saying you think the vaccine was rushed. Apparently the shit was true. How you mad at them? Come on, man. Said the Mount Westmore member also revealed that he doesn't believe in politicians and cited their hidden agendas. When it came to the former president of the United States, Cube admitted that he was optimistic when the Harvard Law graduate took office. For the first time, I felt proud that America took that step, the No Vaseline rapper stated. So that was a moment in time. But then you look around, years go by and not much changed for people. I know people I care about. He also added that things didn't change with the presidents before Obama, namely George W. Bush, Bill Clinton, George Bush, Ronald Reagan, and Jimmy Carter. Obama's election to him was merely symbolism. Check out the interview above. Fans were not pleased with these statements. One user wrote, "I told you Ice Cube was a right winger. He had a conversation with the baddie people because he's not good like us. He can't sit at our lunch table until he obeys the teacher and do what he's told, because we changed the world by only talking to each other about being morally superior." Okay, that sounds like some sarcastic shit that somebody had to say. However, I'm gonna just go ahead and ask you, sister, because I ain't reading all that shit. How did you feel about Q coming out talking to Tucker Carlson about Obama and the COVID vaccine and everything else? What you got?
Yeah, I heard those comments because I have been paying attention to what is that guy, Robert F. Kennedy Jr., who's running. I think he's running as a Democrat, and essentially he's
a plant. He's a plant.
He's a whole fucking plant. And that's another thing. We need to get these plants the fuck up out of here. I think we need to find a way to pass a law that says if you change parties within, whatever many months of your term, like, you're not going to be allowed to do it. Like, you can't do it. You have to run again as that. If you're going to switch, you can't just say, okay, I'm going to stop being a Democrat and go be a Republican in the middle of your term. No, you have to wait until your term ends and remain that party. And
so then, Robert, hold on, sister. Robert F. Kennedy Jr. has never had a public office. He just running off his daddy's name.
Wait, I thought he was in office.
He's never had office. His father was John F. Kennedy Jr.'s brother. Right. Mm-hmm. His father used to be Attorney General of the United States. Robert F. Kennedy Jr. himself has never held public office. He's never held public office.
Okay, no, I'm glad I didn't say that he did. But in reference to anybody switching it, I feel like
I know what you're talking about because it's happened a couple times. It happened in North Carolina and it happened in Georgia. I know what you're talking about.
We learned this. What was that man? Joe Lieberman. We learned our lesson with that motherfucker right there.
Yeah.
But no, that's how I feel like we should handle anybody who switches party affiliation midterm. But for him, they were talking about how his siblings have been pushing back against him. They're like, we don't know him, we don't know her, like, at all, and that he has been affiliated with the Steve Bannon Associate as well as Ice Cube.
Yeah.
The league, the three-person league tournament,
the Big Three.
Yeah, his co-owner with him is an associate of Steve Bannon. So it's like you're in bed with white supremacists. Mm-hmm. Steve Bannon has already made it abundantly clear that the target is for the black man with their white supremacist talking points. Mm-hmm. And of course, they're going to do it like they radicalize people through these games with using misogyny mostly and homophobia, because that's something that they can, you pretty much intersect with them about, women are bad. Gay people are bad. Trans people are bad. And black men seem to really take some of that up like catnip. Let's just call a thing, beloved.
Yeah.
They're just so quick to oppress somebody. And it's something that's a pathology I'm not going to speak on, but we're not going to get into that right now. But the fact that Ice Cube of all people is actively working with them, essentially falling for the banana in the tailpipe. If you had asked me this back in 1993, I would have told you he was a motherfucking lie.
Yeah, same thing. The very first fucking tape, the very first in my life, the very first music I ever purchased with my own money was Ice Cube's death certificate. Mm-hmm. That was the very first tape I ever bought, was Ice Cube's death certificate. You couldn't have told me that Ice Cube from Death Certificate would be driving around South Central LA with goddamn Tucker Carlson in the passenger seat of that goddamn car. You could not tell me that. You cannot fucking tell me that.
How did we
right?
get here? How did we get here?
You couldn't tell me that. You couldn't tell, because even Minister Louis Farrakhan, because around that time, this is when like Q was really like, you know, kind of into like the Muslim movement and stuff like that. He was listening.
Abdul Muhammad,
all of them, right?
From down with rap a lot.
he was not fucking with anybody like that, right? But then here's the thing.
Bruh.
Here's the thing. I can remember. I told y'all niggas. I told y'all, man. If you listen to the Spann, if you listen to the Spann report, I tried to tell you niggas, man. This nigga was out here playing away games, bruh. This nigga was out here playing away games, man. If y'all don't listen to your boy then, y'all wouldn't be surprised by this shit now. Because I told y'all niggas this shit 3 years ago.
No bullshit. Our first clue was when he made Barbershop. If you go back and watch Barbershop and listen to the messages that they're saying to each other in the barbershop, that was really our first clue right there.
But here's my thing though. When he came
really
out
our first, I'm gonna stand by that one.
When he came out with that whole like, you know, contract with Black America and shit, and they started, you know, slow peddling that with the Republicans and whatnot with what's that lady's name? Something Pearson. That she was like an Obama, I'm not an Obama, she was a Trump affiliate, and they were really pumping this whole thing about, yo, so can we implement any of this stuff into, can we implement any of this into our platinum plan? I remember that being a thing. And folks were like, yo, why are you talking to Trump? And he was like, nah, I'm talking to both sides. You know, the Democrats is like kind of pushing me off to the side. I'm talking to both of them, no. And you know, like that was his motherfucking argument back then. I told
you
y'all.
Just admitted that bitch admitted he had Jared Kushner on speed dial.
I told y'all then. I told y'all then. I'm like, and like he's trying to do this plausible deniability type of shit where he's like, yeah, I'm talking to them, but that don't mean I'm with them. Hey, bro. Listen, run that shit on somebody who don't know no better, nigga. Run that shit on somebody who don't know no better. And then you like, again, he starts talking to like, I know he, like I said, some of these outlets, I feel like he did that shit to just cover his ass. Breakfast Club, cover your ass. CYA, right, motherfucker. What was another black outlet I think he did? I think he, shit, who else was he on? He was on the Breakfast Club. He was on, shit, I'm drawing a blank on these motherfuckers now.
Who is?
I'm drawing a blank.
What were they talking about?
Like all of the outlets that like Cube has been on, like to promote, like this little podcast tour he's been on. But I know he did Bill Maher shit.
He was on somebody. He did. But some of those people that he was on, I've never even heard of those shows.
I've never heard of them. I never heard of a lot of them either. But the thing was, he was talking to all of them. My thing with him is this though, like don't play in our fucking face, right? Don't play in our fucking face. Don't say you ain't trying to promote a certain thing when like depending on. There's certain people like, yo, if you're not trying to be on on that shit, then you're not talking to them. That's just what it is. There's certain people who don't mean black people no motherfucking good. Tucker Carlson is one of them. So if you driving this nigga around like goddamn, what was my man name? Like driving Miss Daisy in South Central Los Angeles, taking pictures looking like you a goddamn, like you was in goddamn Get Out. Like you, like you don't even know who the fuck you is no more. Like, bro, what are you doing? What are you doing? And so,
truth be told, the issue is that nigga know better. It don't matter what
he know better. Nigga, he know better.
We know you know.
But better. there's that plausible deniability that he was trying to play, and it's like, hey man, stop playing in our face. It is what it is. You have officially become the nigga we love to hate. Cause I can't even fuck with no Ice Cube projects no more. I can't pop the damn death certificate tape in my car. Well, I ain't even got the tape no more. But I can't like stream that shit no more and like be like, well, shit, this shit go hard. Cause he ain't going hard no more, right? Cause he ain't going hard no more. I can't believe in this Cube. So like, yeah, Ice Cube. I don't know, man. I don't know.
Like the issue is that for somebody to have made True to the Game.
No Vaseline.
He went. I think this nigga went full Hotep, where he went through the Hotep white supremacist pipeline.
Because that happens too. Niggas be so Hotep they be white supremacists. It'd be crazy. It's funny how you get so off into that little realm. You be like, oh shit, I'm out here advocating for white folks. Don't even know it. Don't even know that's where you at. But that's where you at right now, Q. That's where you at. So yeah, got that going on. Now, another story we got going on. Donald Trump, they got motherfucking indicted again.
So again, I explain to me like I'm 3. How the fuck is this nigga still running for office? I'm sorry, but like, can we please cut the shit and just shut that shit the fuck down? Like, come on, man.
Hey, listen,
My nigga, he can't run until he wipe this shit up.
I can't believe, like, in a country where if you are a felon, right? If you are a felon, you can't even vote. But this motherfucker is in a position right now where he could be a convicted fucking felon and still be the leader of the fucking free world. In what world does that even make sense? That this nigga could be running the whole goddamn country from Leavenworth? What world does that make that even make sense, right? And I like, here's the thing. For those of you who aren't really paying attention to the politics of it and everything else, ultimately what's going on is this nigga is running for his life. This is what's happening right now. Donald Trump is running for his life. Donald Trump feels as though if he can push this damn process all the way back to beyond the election, and if he can get his ass back elected as president, he can make all of this shit go away. He can shut down these investigations. He can reappoint anybody he wants into the as attorney general into the Justice Department, shut down this shit, and he doesn't have to deal with this anymore. That's the game. That's the game. This man is running to keep his ass from going to jail. That's it. That's the only reason he's running. He doesn't have any fucking plans on making America great at nothing. Right? Making his whole shit is making attorneys get attorneys. That's what MAGA stands for right now with Donald Trump. Even his attorneys are like, shit, I might have to get a lawyer because we've been out here doing some foul shit. Right? So the idea that this dude could be president of the United States as a felon, meanwhile, they don't even want to restore the voting rights for people who have actually fulfilled their debts to society. They didn't went out here. They didn't, like, what was that in Florida a few years ago? Florida, they put it out as a ballot initiative, and the folks in Florida voted that they wanted like felons to be able to have the right to vote. And what did Ron DeSantis do? He's like, well, shit. Well, not only do they have to spend they have to do their time, but then they also have to pay their restitution. You know, and it's not until they can pay their restitution that they can then have their voting rights restored to them, which is what? A poll tax. He's basically instituting the poll tax on those people so that they can have their right to vote reinstated, right? They don't want more people voting. They want less people voting, because if they have more people voting, then they have no fucking shot, right? So the idea that, like, and this is even crazier, that, like, despite all of these indictments, this nigga done been indicted 3 goddamn times this summer. Nigga, 3 This motherfucker been invited 3 times, bruh. I can remember a motherfucker. Remember John Edwards? Remember John Edwards had a side baby, and that side baby got his whole
got him put the fuck up out that motherfucking.
The side baby got his whole goddamn campaign shut down, man.
A side baby.
A side baby. This motherfucker Trump out here indicted. This nigga's like a whole ass kingpin out here, nigga. And they're like, you know what? Nah. That's cool. That's cool.
But what do you think about the Republicans who are running and are actively calling him out via, like, a la Chris Christie? You know,
I think
another black guy he was running, but I don't know him well enough.
Okay, so I know you talking about Chris Christie. You talking about Chris Christie and the Hurd dude from Texas.
Him. Yeah, I was like, well, damn, if this nigga wasn't running Republican, I might listen to the fuck he got to say.
Yeah, I don't believe any of them niggas.
I don't trust any Republican from Texas.
I don't believe any of them niggas, because they were all cool with it when it was cool. They were all cool when it was cool. Even Chris Christie. I remember I saw there was a segment that there was Chris Christie did on I forget what that ABC Sunday morning show is. I forget the name of it, but it's with the Stephanopoulos cat.
Oh, yeah. George Stephanopoulos.
That's his name. And Roland Martin was on that show. And he essentially just kind of called Chris Christie out. You know what I'm saying? He's like, hey man, like when all this stuff was going on, you was right there. You know what I'm saying? You was supporting that. You was helping, even though you like, and Chris Christie was trying to push back on it. And he was saying, well, like, yeah, I ran against him. He like, you ran against him until you like had no more support. And then you started supporting him. Right. And then you was helping this motherfucker prepare for debates, even against Joe Biden. You was helping him prepare for debates. So like for Chris Christie now to be on some, yeah, Trump is bad for America and everything else. He was so bad for America, you were willing to vote for him again. And you probably did vote for him again, right? So, like, miss me with this idea that, like, yeah, suddenly you found a conscience and you are willing to, like, yeah, I'm gonna come at him, and the only way through, the only way to the presidency is through Trump. Yeah, you got the rhetoric now, but you were fine with this shit at first. So, I'm just, if for anybody who's paying attention, like, yeah, the rhetoric from Chris Christie sounds great. We was like, what was this shit before though? Because y'all all knew he was shit before he became president. Y'all all knew this beforehand, and y'all fell in fucking line. So because y'all fell in line the first time, I ain't listening to you this time. Fuck you. Fuck you. Every last one of them, even that Hurd dude. Because all those policies that Trump was pushing forward, guess what? They was voting for them bitches at a 90% clip. They was fine with the shit that Trump was pushing. They don't necessarily like the rhetoric that Trump got. They don't necessarily like the way that Trump comports himself. But all the damn policy shit that he was pushing, they was all for that shit. So any of these people who got like all this smoke for Trump now, yeah, nigga, what was you at 8 years ago? What was you at 6 years ago? What was you at 4 years ago? Fuck you. Fuck you. I ain't buying it. Every last one of them. Suck my dick. Fuck you.
Pretty much like gargle, because the truth is that nobody was like, this is so wrong and this is so bad that you didn't say like, I can no longer be a Republican. Like,
yeah,
you didn't denounce anything. You went along to get along. And then it wasn't even after January 6th. Some of them still didn't make statements like denouncing him. And it's just like now, the most interesting thing about this is to really watch Trump make fun of Ron DeSantis and bully him. That's the only entertainment value that I get out of any of this. Outside of that, I don't listen to the man. I do not care what he has to say. He's an idiot. If they vote for him again, then y'all trash. If you still are voting for him, you are in the deplorable bucket. Like,
yeah, and they always have been. You know what I'm saying? It's like, yo, the idea that this motherfucker purported a coup. He was really trying to like take over this fucking country through through illegal means, and then like these mealy mouth ass Republicans like, well, they're weaponizing the Justice Department against a political opponent. Like, you mean like you motherfuckers been advocating for the last 8 years, right?
Like, I can remember like Obama, if he pulls some shit like this, try to be president forever.
Listen, I can remember when Trump was running. What would they say? What were the chants during that 20? Lock her up.
Lock her up.
Lock her up. So yeah. Hold on a second, y'all. I gotta go to the bathroom. I'll be right back. Yikes.
What y'all doing? If y'all out there, drop something in the comments real quick. Let me see who's out there. Oops. Oh shit. Don't touch nothing.
And I'm back. Hey, podcast whippersnappers. Let this be a lesson. Don't drink beer while you're doing the damn show. Drink whiskey. Don't drink beer. Drink beer, don't drink whiskey, because that's yeah. But yeah, Trump, fuck him. He got indicted again, and he's probably going to get indicted again before the end of the week, because I think that there's another indictment coming down from Georgia. So Fonnie Willis, eyes on you, sis, because I think she, and that's the one I'm really thinking gonna get it. That's the one he can't do nothing about, right? That one and the one that's in New York, because those are state charges. He can't pardon himself from state charges, right? He can't pardon himself for that. If he gets convicted on some shit with the federal charges, he can actually just like do away with that stuff if he becomes president again. But the state shit, he can't do nothing about. So hopefully none of you niggas are too stupid to to fall for this shit this time. And also, some of our white brothers and sisters, I hope y'all ain't stupid enough to fall for this shit again too.
I don't know.
Yeah, I don't know if I can put a lot of. I don't put a lot of faith in it. I'm just saying. I hope. One can always hope. That's all. We can always hope. Because like these motherfuckers are sending this guy money. He's got his own goddamn 747. They're sending him money for his legal fees. Like a lot of the campaign contributions that people are sending to him, he's paying his legal fees for that shit. You know what I'm saying? Like, and he's telling them that he's like, I'm getting indicted for you. Like, no, he not. Everything this nigga do is for himself. Like, come on now.
And they've called him out on that as far as him pretty much grifting, going to these rallies and stirring up his base. Every time he gets indicted, he pulls out a call like, help me fight this. And then it's just a money grab, essentially. And right now, interestingly enough, like, have you heard from any of his kids?
Them motherfuckers is ghosts. None of them showing up to none of the indictment hearings. Nothing. They just like, nah, I don't want no parts of that. We got our $2 billion from the Saudis, and I think we good. But when it comes to them goddamn Trump kids, man, when this motherfucker go to court, it's
only a matter of time before he throw them hoes under the bus, because they're all technically. It's only a matter of time before it gets to that point with them, because they're going to be under indictment soon as well. Because one of the charges that Jack Smith put out, his kids are like accessories.
Hey, especially Kushner, because he was like really an administrative, like fucking. He was a player.
Oh, his fingerprints are on a lot of shit things, and it's all coming for them. It's all coming. Ivanka wants to be Ivanka Kushner, but it's like, too late, bitch. It's too fucking late.
She's trying to switch it up because the Trump name is getting toxic. You know what I'm saying? Imagine that Trump name get toxic. They about to start taking that Trump name off a lot of shit. Like, yeah, man, we can't get no business behind this shit, man. Real talk. So, yeah, that happened. Now, here's what we really came here to talk about, though. Here's what we came to really talk about. Now, there was an incident that happened down in Montgomery, Alabama. And let's just say, niggas had a day, man. As a matter of fact, I'm just, it's just, it was more so like, if you're going to look back on it, and you could, like, it's one of those type of incidents where, like, you talking with your aunties or something at the barbecue or something, and they just hit you with one of these, man. Just like,
Boy, we had a time last night. Boy, we had a time last night.
That's what they had. They had a time last night down in Montgomery, Alabama, man. They did. Now, I think there's video. There's plenty of video to this shit. There's plenty of it. Let me go to my Twitter, man, because I bookmarked a lot of this stuff. I did. Y'all want to watch these videos? You want to watch these videos, sis?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, let me see if I can. Let me go to my bookmarks. Let's see. What the fuck? Nah, man, I gotta create a folder, nigga. Like, hold up, I've already bookmarked this shit. What are y'all talking about? See, Elon, you out here fucking up, G. You out here fucking up. What good is saving them to my bookmarks if they're not in my bookmarks? All right, here's what we gonna do. I can't really pull that up, so what we gonna do is this. We gotta go to the news, because the news. Hopefully they got video. Yep, they got video. So we're gonna pull the news up, and I'm gonna let y'all see this. Let me do this here. Let me share my screen. They ain't arrested nobody yet. I saw niggas in handcuffs that night. What y'all talking about? I saw niggas in handcuffs that night. Let's see. Let's add that to the scene. Let's do one of these. Bam. There we go. Let's enlarge that. And let's see what they talking about.
The video went viral over the weekend, an all-out brawl right on the water at Montgomery Riverfront Park. We're learning more about the investigation tonight and what police say will come next. WSFA 12 News anchor Rosanna Smith caught up with the mayor to get his take. We also learned today MPD will hold a news conference on the topic tomorrow.
I feel like it's an unfortunate incident.
Montgomery Mayor Stephen Reed says he has watched this video of a brawl breaking out at Montgomery's riverfront. It happened Saturday night around 7. One witness claimed the incident started because a pontoon boat was blocking the dock reserved for the city-owned Harriet II riverboat.
It's something that shouldn't have happened, and it's something that we're investigating right now.
Videos from witnesses show people being punched, shoved, kicked, and at least one person was knocked off the pier and into the water. In his initial statement over the weekend, Mayor Reed said police acted swiftly and public safety is top of mind.
We want to make sure that the community is aware that we are fully engaged and we are doing all of our due diligence to find out exactly what took place.
Montgomery police are asking anyone with video to share it with them. Mayor Reed says police are talking with witnesses. He says they are investigating all angles.
We know that we'll come through this together as a community, collectively, as we have other situations as well.
While Montgomery police say there are 4 active warrants, both MPD and the mayor say there have been no arrests so far. As to why no one is yet in custody, Mayor Reed said that will be explained at Tuesday's news conference. Rosanna Smith, WSFA 12 News.
Rosanna, thank you. That news conference set for 1 o'clock tomorrow afternoon.
All right. Okay, dude, shut up. But yeah, so I have found a way for me to pull up these other videos though, because we got to see the actual video. They weren't really playing the shit. We got to play the shit. All right. So let me do this here. I'm gonna do this. Whoop, not that. Let's shut up, computer. All right, we're gonna do this here. All right. So I got a couple of these queued up. So this is the entire. Was it the entire video right here? I think this is it right here. Let's see. Uh-oh, y'all can't see that. Hold on a second. I'm gonna rewind it.
It's when he throws the hat in the air like Bobby Shmurda.
I'm gonna rewind. There go one brother. Here come another brother. And there go young blood. Hey, what you call my man's?
Cuba Gooding Jr. Aquaman.
Aquaman. Okay, so here go another one. Now
this is when Hughes jumped in.
He will put ass in that chair. Bam! Bam!
They beat beat her ass.
Yeah, yeah.
Oh, the chair.
Bam! Yeah, man, this shit was wild. This shit was wild. And god damn.
I'm sorry.
I wonder what possessed that brother to grab that chair to hit that one. She already like low key. That's when the police like, all right, bro, we was gonna let you whoop their ass, but you doing too much right now. Right? You doing too much right now. We was cool with y'all whooping their ass. Hey, but we out here bunking white women on their ass already. Like, hey, all right, bro. We gotta put a stop to this, man. You doing too much right now.
Oh my god, because the chair, he was lighting everybody up with that chair.
He was equal opportunity ass whooping with that chair, man.
It was so funny because it was like he was like it's like the spirit of all the ancestors converged on that dock and got into everybody. It was it was a community effort. It was a community effort. Everybody pitched in. Everybody pitched in. Lady in that white dress and them red and white jeans. When she saw that white lady, she said, "Mink, mink," and had her on the ground. Then the black lady in the cream was like, "Give me get some," and then she was like, "Mink, mink, 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 mink." And then that's when they started kicking her in her face, and I was like, "Yes," because at the end of the day, some of the biggest that was for the moms of liberty and these fuck ass school board policies they've been trying to pass. I'm sorry. Some of the biggest perpetrators of white supremacy are white women, and I have zero cares about what happened to that white lady, because at the end of the day, she was jumping in on the other. She was the one jumping in with them dudes when they were jumping that black dude. She was getting her licks in, and she was out there fighting. So she got fucked up. It is. What it is. I genuinely don't give a fuck. But maybe she'll learn to keep her motherfucking hands to herself.
Now there was I believe like, you know, of course, you know, Black Twitter did what Black Twitter does.
The jokes have been immaculate.
Not only have the jokes been immaculate, but they also found out who those people were. And like, apparently the people who were on that boat that didn't want to move they shit for the boat that was trying to dock, they owned like a mini mart in town, and I believe they said it was in Selma. Those people found out what that store was. They started hitting that bitch with Yelp reviews. They started hitting that motherfucker with like, to the point where like, they just took their shit down, right? They took all their social media down, right? And then of course, like even the young man, I think the young man who swam across to be a part of the fight, he's only 16 years old.
That's why he can swim and fight at the same time.
He was only 16, you know what I'm saying? Because I'd have been winning. I ain't gonna even lie. I could swim, you know what I'm saying? I could swim. But by the time I'd have got across, I'm like, all right, man, I think my arm's gone, man. I don't know how many. I got about 5 or 6 swings.
Either I'm a swim or I'm a fight. I'm not doing both.
But he swam and fought. You know what I'm saying? So like, somebody need get GoFundMe for that young man, man, because like I feel like
that they found his Cash App and it crashed his Cash App.
They crashed that young man's Cash App.
That's what they say. I haven't been able to verify that.
Man, that's crazy. That's what's up.
True. I'm sorry, but that young man, I want Oprah to interview that young man, and I want her to be like, so when you jumped in the water, what did you think we were going to do? Did you know you were going to swim to the fight? Like, did you know? I want to interview him.
I believe that he knew he was going to have to swing them things. You know what I'm saying? Hey, did you see them? Like, because I didn't play it here, but did you see when those brothers was skipping to the fight? Hey, when a nigga want to start skipping to whoop your ass, you in fucking trouble, B.
And the point was,
you in trouble.
They scary asses on that boat. They ain't want to come off that boat.
They ain't want to come off the boat. Now y'all done started some shit. Y'all done wrote checks. Y'all done wrote checks. Your ass can't cash.
Because
that's what happened.
We don't know what would have happened if ain't nobody come and and get y'all up off him. We know
Man,
what would have happened.
Listen. Now
y'all took it too far.
Listen, like the jokes have been immaculate all over, like not even just Black Twitter, but the Black social media sphere.
The Black diaspora. I seen a video. This boy was from Libya. He was like, "Let me explain to my people what happened." I just seeing people like talking to their African uncles and fathers, showing footage, and they're like, "Why did they take? What is taking so long for them to help you?
Why are they taking so long to help you? What is going on over there?"
And he was like, "But he hit the lady with a chair. And she was like, she was fighting. It was a fight."
No, so check
the
it.
Diaspora gets it.
The diaspora, I done seen memes. These like the Avengers. Motherfuckers calling them the Avengers. I done seen Photoshop of the Avengers and shit in game. I done seen the theme music, the whole shit. You know what I'm saying? Motherfuckers got t-shirts already. The t-shirts are already on sale.
Chair earrings now.
Chair earrings. I done seen motherfucking memes of the chair with like a do-rag and goddamn black Air Force Ones on. Right. I done seen Harriet Tubman handing niggas folding chairs, nigga. I done seen fucking Malcolm X smiling as people are beating down on white folks. Like, this shit has been bananas. And
the black man invented the folding chair.
Yeah. See, that one, no. I'm like, yo, that's Lewis Latimer, man. Don't confuse the folk. You know what I'm saying? That was Lewis Latimer.
Oh Lord. Either way,
they done confused. Like, you gonna have a whole bunch of motherfuckers like, a black man invented the folding chair, and it was Lewis Latimer. Like, I forget the name that they gave the motherfucker. I'm like, no, that's Lewis Latimer. That's don't confuse the folk.
But the fact remains, all that we contributed, and for us to be in these conditions that we are economically, unacceptable.
So check this out, y'all. Of course, in the spirit of solidarity, and in the spirit of me wanting to contribute to the culture and me wanting to contribute to this this momentous occasion, I did see the name Lift Every Chair and Swing permeating through the social media landscape. And I decided to put some words and some song to the idea. So this is the world premiere of Mr. Spann's version of Lift Every Chair and Swing. Y'all be nice, because I'm an artist and I'm sensitive about my shit. But here we go. Check this out, y'all. Lift every chair and swing till their ears are ringing. Rings from the concussions they're suffering. Let our uppercuts rise high as their chins and eyes. Let us beat down on these racist pigs. Rights and lefts, contacting chins and their eyeballs and noses. Rights and lefts, bringing the beat down to racists they've chosen. Facing the rising sun, their hands are O and one. Make them think twice, 'cause our hands just that nice. Yes, indeed. They were throwing hands down there in Montgomery. And I want y'all to put y'all hands together as we rejoice in the Alabama Slammas victory. Everybody say amen.
Amen.
Everybody say amen.
Amen.
We're going to pass the complexion plate around for their legal defense fund, because they're going to need that shit. We would appreciate if you would hit up their GoFundMe, call up their peoples, and make sure that they are all right. We salute those of the Montgomery Melee. The Alabama Slammas are 1-0, and they deserve, I say they deserve our support. Lend them your support. Won't you will? Won't you will? All right now. Y'all take it easy. Alabama Slammers, we love y'all out here. Y'all take it easy. One love. Peace. Hey, no, real talk. I did that shit 30 minutes like before we got online. 30 minutes before we got on, man. I did that, man. So it was quick, but it just came to your boy, man.
Right. And I was like, this is a bop. Like that Michelle Obama meme.
I shouldn't be laughing at myself like this, but yo, man, that was funny. I'm sorry. I thought that,
Listen,
I thought that shit was funny.
This time next year on August 6th, I'm gonna have my t-shirt. To me, I feel like Juneteenth needs to be moved to August 6th.
Hey,
and
so
I'll hold you.
August 6th should be a national holiday. I agree. Now we got to come up with a name for it. What you got for us, Yusef? What you got? What's the name of August 6th gonna be, man? Montgomery Melee, is Alabama Slammer Holiday.
Party.
There you go. Shit, rights and lefts. Shit. We got so many options out here, man. We got so many options. I'm sure the diaspora can come up with something because we've been some creative motherfuckers this last 48 hours, man.
Bruh, this time next year, we are going to have a proper kiki behind this. And I need this spirit to carry us into 2024 through the election cycle. Because it's ramping up and it's gearing up for that. They about to start hitting us with all the propaganda and wedge issues to get us pissed off and riled up. And I think we need to just remember the only thing we need to do is beat their asses. That's it.
Beat that ass.
Don't need to be worried about nothing else they got to say. Just focus on getting to the polls in 2024 and beat their ass. We have to make them cry in 2024 like we did in 2020.
There we go.
Like
take all this energy we got towards this beat down. Take that shit to the voting booth. Real talk.
We got to keep your eyes on the prize, my niggas. It's time to go ahead right now. Let's put the memes down. Let's put the hypothetical questions down. Let's put the podcast mics down. Let's put the big piece of chicken down. Let's put the child support down. Everybody put that shit down. And you niggas just focus on the unity that we were able to pull in order to save our good brother on that dock. Okay.
Listen, I mean, think about that. We got the ADOS niggas in line. We got the Hotep niggas in line for a minute anyway. We got the ADOS, the Hoteps, like the severe leftist. We got like the moderates. We got everybody. Like, hey man, we came together in a hot second for that shit.
And don't forget, it was black women out there stomping on them motherfucking niggas too.
Man, listen, listen,
because you're not gonna beat a black man in front of a black woman.
And the batteries in the backs of the other motherfuckers, like, hey, you ain't gonna let them go beat on me like that. Get over there. And that's what motivated that young buck, the little 16-year-old, to get out there and swim over there to throw hands. Okay.
We saw the 30 and over Jesus sandal unks out there with the Q dog unks. You know the type I'm talking about.
I know what type you're talking about.
We saw the 50 and over crowd up in there. We saw the 20 and over crowd in there. We had
everybody
out there. We had women out there. We had men out there. We came together. Okay.
Everybody was out there.
Okay.
That was a community thing. That was a community fade. Exactly what you said, sis. Exactly what you said. Just like that.
For the community,
just like that.
Diaspora. It really was.
Yeah, man. So yeah, that was.
They've been wilding for a minute now. They've been wilding.
They have, and I think to a large extent, like, you know, they had that attitude, like, you know, try that in a small town. Like, I mean, shit, they tried and they whooped y'all ass.
Mm-hmm.
Just saying. But yo, it's about time for us to get on up out of here. Yo, I got a flight tomorrow, so I got to make sure I get my ass up in time to like be there for like TSA and all that other shit. But yo, sis, tell everybody how they can get in touch with you. over at Highly Inappropriate and whatnot. What you got
You
going?
can still reach me at highly inappropriate _ Spann on IG. New episodes coming soon.
They are.
I am not using Twitter like that right now because
Okay.
I don't trust
Are you on
these-
Threads?
I don't have Threads.
So if you got an Instagram, if you got IG, all you gotta do is get on Threads. It's basically like it's tied to your Instagram account. You just gotta put the Threads app on your phone.
Let's see. I'm gonna slow walk it. How about that?
Okay.
I'm gonna figure out my next platform. I'm not really honestly bring Black Planet Black. Bring.
Hey, I'm with it. I'm with it. Out of all these new platforms, niggas keep talking about, I'm like, yo, Black Planet is right fucking there. It's been there. They even reformatted that shit like Twitter and everything. It don't even look the same like it used to. But it's right there. It's been there forever. Solange tried to get y'all niggas on Black Planet and y'all didn't even do it.
You know,
Goddamn shame.
Yeah, poor Solange. But
Goddamn shame.
I don't know what it's
Solange
gonna
tried to bring
take.
y'all back and y'all didn't even want to fuck with Solange. That's
yeah,
crazy.
in order to get and then make it so in order to get an account, you have to show like a picture of your driver's license
On Black Planet?
Black. You can verify you're Black.
I don't know about that because I still got the same Black Planet account since like 1999.
I'm just saying they gotta enhance it so that we know because it's time. You listen, I've been talking about segregating for a long time, building a wall.
Yeah, I know.
So
I mean, like shit, like low key, because like Spill is like on some like Spill is on some like yo, it's mostly Black or whatever, but they just iOS, man. I'm like, and I told them folks, I said, hey man, until y'all get on the Android shit too, y'all leaving out a whole lot of Black folk, man. Y'all leaving out a whole lot, man. Like y'all need to stop that shit. You know what I'm saying? So they did send out a tweet. I believe it was April Rain sent out a tweet that said they were looking for some folks to like kind of beta test the Android app for Spill. And I submitted my shit. Now they said they was only looking for like 40 to 50 people though. So I don't know if I'm gonna be in them 40 or 50 people, but yeah, man. And like Heights on Black Planet. Hey man, I'm on there too. I've been there forever, bruh. Like I've been on there forever. At one point I had like 235,000 friends on Black Planet. It was crazy.
Really?
I used to be on the news forums on Black Planet when it was like the old Black Planet. That's where I like gotten my debating chops and shit. I would be on there like talking cash shit in the news forum. That's where I was getting down. And I also learned how to code on Black Planet. It wasn't MySpace. It was on Black Planet. That's where I learned how to do my HTML shit. You know what I'm saying? Everybody was doing HTML back in the day. You know what I'm saying? That's what we was all learning how to do the code and stuff like that. 1999, nigga. That's how far back I go. Right? But yeah, man. We got to get on these things, man. But yeah, I'm gonna look you up on the Black Planet, man. Appreciate you coming through tonight, man. Real talk. But yeah, we getting ready to get on out of here. But before I do, I gotta remind y'all how to get in touch with me over here at Mr. Spann Official so y'all can talk to your boy. Hit me up at the hotline, area code 313-288-0485. That's area code 313-288-0485. Leave those voicemail messages. Of course, those voicemails will get played here on the show and responded to on the show. Leave those voicemails, man. We want to hear from y'all, right? Also, hit me up on the email at feedback@thespannreport.com. That's feedback@thespannreport.com. Of course, leave me those emails, and of course, those emails will get read here and replied to here live on the show. Follow me on X and Threads and Spill. My name on all of those platforms is Mr._Spann. So go ahead, follow me there, chop it up with your man Spann throughout the week. Hit me up on Facebook at the Mr. Spann fan page. You can follow me there and get some Facebook updates. Also, hit me up on iTunes and on Spotify with a 5-star review. Those 5-star reviews are the ones that get read here on the show. We really appreciate everybody who goes about the business of doing that. Doesn't cost you a dime, just a couple minutes of your time to let everybody know why you rock with us over here at the Mr. Spann Official Podcast and the Spann Report Podcast Network in its entirety. And also, hit us up at our website at www.thespannreport.com. Go there, watch replays of the show. You can donate to the show as often as you like, as much as you like. And we appreciate every dime over here at the Spann Report Podcast Network, man. Real talk. Yeah, it's about time for us to get on up out of here. I enjoyed having my sister Cook on here, man. Can't wait to see you later this week, though. We're going to have some fun, goddammit.
Yes!
We're going to have some fun, goddammit. All right? All right. And I will talk to you guys again later. But until next time, fam, peace.